What's up, everybody? It's your boy Edmund, and I'm here with this late review of HunterxHunter episode 102. And I did make this video, but my laptop wasn't working, so I had to redo this video. And I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet. This episode of HunterxHunter, I really like this episode, even though there wasn't that much, fighting and action scenes. I actually really like this episode. In this episode, we see that Meleran, he's still trying to gain Gon's trust. So he ends up telling Gon like all the powers that he has, and he's telling Gon, I won't be able to trust anybody, because Gon was gonna try to get him in contact with somebody else. He was like, I'm not really gonna trust anybody besides you. And Meleran ends up telling Gon some interesting things. He tells Gon about the 3 levels that he has of his power. The first level we know about. The first level is when he turns invisible. That's the first level of his power. He turns invisible, and he was able to follow Gon. Now the flaw with his first level of his attack is that Gon was able to notice that somebody was following him. That's the flaw of the first level. Gon knew somebody was following him after he fought the guy Meleran's soldiers. So Gon knew he was there, but Gon couldn't see him. So he could turn invisible, but you can still feel his presence in the area. So Gon was like, "Yo, stop smoking because people are gonna know that you're there because of the smell of your of the smoke." And he was like, "Well, that's one thing you don't know about me. I have another power." So he ends up telling Gon about his level 2 power, or a step up from his first power, which is called a perfect plan. And perfect plan, he's able to completely mask himself. Like when he turns invisible, you don't know if he's there or not. You can't smell him. You damn sure can't see him, and he's just not there. Gon tried to swipe where he was, and at first Gon was like, "Oh, he can teleport. That's his second power. He can teleport, but he can't teleport. He's still there, but you can't see him. He's like a ghost. You can't see him." So he tells Gon about his level 2, which is perfect plan. They start walking and talking and stuff, and then he tells Gon about God's accomplice, which is his 3rd level, which is like a step forward from perfect plan. It's still perfect plan. God's accomplice is basically, Meleran is able to fuse his aura with someone else. And because we saw his aura getting pushed into Gon, and when he does perfect plan, he can somebody else that's with him, he could grab their hand or touch them or whatever, and they'll be inside perfect plan as well, because Gon was like, "Hi, I'm Gon." He said his name, and then he gave Meleran a handshake, and then he was inside perfect plan too. That's his level 3. So his first one is when he's regularly invisible. Second one is when him himself is in perfect plan and no one else. And third one is God's accomplice. And then he touched his bird, and Gon touched the bird, and the bird didn't know there was. It's either the bird didn't know they were there, or time was frozen, or something like that. Because he ends up yelling or releasing his breath, and then the bird flew away. So that was his 3 different powers, which will come in handy because he explained that he doesn't like the king, because Peggy, who in the last couple episodes back, 10 episodes back, when the king killed Peggy, Meleran was a little shaken by it. He was a little disturbed by that, because he said he remembers Peggy. As time went on, when all the Khmer ants left the queen's side when she was dying, all the Khmer ants scattered throughout the world. Over time, Meleran said that he has memories of when he was a human. That's what he told Gon. He has memories of when he was a human. So he remembers Peggy, and he said Peggy was like my stepfather. I think he said stepfather, and that Peggy, always had books with him when he was a human. So he remembers all that stuff from when he was a human. So Gon was like, "Oh yeah, maybe that's why I trust you so much, because I could felt that you were human inside. I felt that you were a human inside and not just another Khmer ant." So the Khmer ants probably they're able to look back and think about their memories, and some of them probably can, most of them probably can't, depending on what triggers it. Because when Peggy got killed, he was like he's starting to remember stuff. So he's like, I want to kill the king, like I want my revenge. So he's like, he's gonna be able to use, you know, perfect plan and stuff like that. But the flaw is that when he uses it, he's completely vulnerable, because he said he's not out of all the Khmer ants, he's probably like the bottom Khmer ant. His fighting, you know, his fighting style isn't good at all. All he could do is hide himself. So he's like, if the king for a split second knows he's there and just starts shooting like attacks, if the king does like a 360 and does his cell sword, like his cell tail thing, like Cell used to do in Dragon Ball Z, if he just flips around and does that and hits Metalron while he's in perfect plan, then he's completely vulnerable and he's obviously gonna die, because the king's super strong. So Metalron's like, I'm gonna die if the king attacks me. So that's the flaw. If somebody attacks them in perfect plan, they're gonna be completely vulnerable. So they have to just attack. And then the last part of this episode was probably the best part of this episode, and it keeps me wondering about the next episode, was when the king was beating everybody in these board games. The king was he was playing board games against the top people. You know, he was playing chess, shogi, I think. He was playing these games versus the top people. The first guy that came up, you know, the king was playing a chess game with him, I think, and king beats him. And I think the king beats him, or he beat the king. I think the king beat him. The king was like, this match was over 21 moves ago, or like 27 moves ago. Why are you letting me win, or something like that? And the guy couldn't answer, so he cut off his ear. And then the guy still didn't answer. He's like, I'm not gonna ask again. And then the guy like ran away and he killed him. And then they bring in another guy. They had like 8 matches, I think. And then after the 8th match, he was like, you beat me 8 times, I'm tired, or something like that. And the king, this is the first time I think the king was actually generous, and actually gave, like, he was actually generous to somebody. Because the last time he was generous or gave a compliment was when he hit Neferpitu and tried to kill Neferpitu, and Neferpitu ate that shit like it was nothing. Well, she kind of got hit, but then the king was like, I'm impressed because I was really trying to kill you, and you're like a good soldier or whatever. So that was the last time he gave he was actually nice to someone. So he told the guy, the second person that he was playing these board games with, he told the guy, I'll give you like 48 or 24 hours to get your rest. It better be the best rest of your life, because I want you back 100%. And like, if you don't beat me, he's obviously gonna die. So then at the end of the episode, when the second guy left, oh, by the way, what's his name? Shao Poof gave the king these books about how to play the board game, and the king, he just flips through the pages. He flipped through a couple of pages, maybe he read like 3-4 chapters. He was like, alright, I'm good. First of all, these books are like Harry Potter books. That's a lot of rules for a rule book. I don't think there's that much rules for certain board games, but that was a lot of rules. And he was just flipping through pages. Gave Shadowproof back the book, and was like, alright, bring in the next person, I'm ready to go. Brings in this blind girl, and she's like walking with a stick, and then the episode ends. They said that this girl is gonna change the king's life. And I was thinking, when they said she's gonna change the king's life, this might be out there, but I was just thinking that maybe, since the king wants to be the best of the best, you know, this girl, she's blind and she's beating people, and she's like the best at the board game. So maybe she's just gonna the king is just gonna get destroyed, like murdered in this game, and he's gonna be like really upset, and he's just gonna keep challenging her and until like he gives up. Or maybe he's gonna make himself blind to be on her level. Well, she's kind of like good, but to be at her level, maybe he's gonna try to blind himself so he could play with her. You know, so they could both be blind, so he could say like, well, who's the best of who's the best of the best? I could be blind just like you and beat you at your own game. So I don't know where they're gonna take it, because I don't read the manga, but it's gonna either of those two might happen next episode. It's either she's gonna just completely beat him in every match, or he's gonna try to blind himself. He's gonna like cut his like eyes out and try to get to her level, no disrespect, and try to beat her while he's blind. So I could be like, so he's gonna be like, I'm the best board game player while I'm blind and stuff like that. Maybe he's gonna try to do that just cause he wants to be. He's really competitive. He wants to be the best of the best. So if she keeps beating him, and then he ends up beating her with regular eyes, he's gonna be like, I can beat you while I'm blind too, or something like that. But maybe I'm thinking too far into it. But that was the episode of Hunter x Hunter, episode 102. Like and subscribe for more videos, guys, and I'm out.